Million rand bribes. Tender tycoon Kat Matlala claims he paid top cop Shadrach Sibiya every month. Court overturns apartheid cover-up of Albert Luthuli's death. And genocide returns to Darfur. The world watches as Sudan burns again. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN. In touch, in tune, and independent.
The KwaZulu-Natal High Court has ruled that former ANC President General Chief Albert Luthuli was beaten to death by apartheid police, not killed by a train as long claimed. The court has set aside the 1967 inquest that concluded Luthuli died after being struck by a goods train. Judge Nompumelelo Radebe says the oral and documentary evidence presented during the reopened inquest does not support the apartheid-era finding.
The finding and the ruling of the magistrate, Mr. C.I. Boswell, dated 19 September 1967, at the Stenger Magistrates Court under inquest number 76 of 1967, is set aside. The deceased is Chief Albert John Mvumbi Luthuli, an African male and the President of the African National Congress. Roman figure 2, in terms of section 16 subsection 2b, as to the cause or likely cause of death, it is found that the deceased died as a result of a fractured skull, cerebral hemorrhage, and concussion of the brain associated with an assault.
Tender tycoon Vusimuzi Kat Matlala has been captured on tape claiming he paid suspended Deputy Police Commissioner Shadrach Sibiya huge sums of cash. The recording played at the Madlanga Commission this morning captures Matlala describing Sibiya as a, quote, criminal who helped him secure a 360 million rand police contract.
Witness C, a detective attached to Gauteng counterintelligence operations, recorded a conversation in which criminally charged tender tycoon Vusimuzi Kat Matlala confessed to paying Shadrach Sibiya up to 1 million rand a month in cash. Sibiya, the suspended Deputy National Police Commissioner for Crime Detection, was allegedly paid by Matlala for assisting him in ensuring he won a multi-million rand police tender.
After each and every payment by the SAPS for his tender, then a portion of the payment will be given to General Sibiya. And he indicated that sometimes he will pay to the total amount of 1 million a month.
Matlala made the confession to Witness C and other investigators upon his arrest in May. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News.
Matlala has allegedly confessed to funding Police Minister Senzo Mkunu's presidential campaign. Matlala told investigators he paid 500,000 rand for ANC delegates' flights and accommodation for the party's January 8th celebrations in Cape Town. He said Mkunu had ambitions to become president, but that all communication went through ANC fixer Brian Mkhotsi. Mkunu has denied ever speaking to Matlala.
In January, he had contributed to an amount, the total amount of 500,000, whereby he purchased flight tickets and paid for the accommodation for members of the ANC who were going to Cape Town for the July 8 statement for the ANC.
And hours before his May arrest, Matlala visited former National Police Commissioner Ria Piecha at her Midrand home. Witness C also said Matlala was travelling in a motorcade when one of his tyres burst. Witness C said if the tyre hadn't burst, Matlala's convoy would have escaped because it was speeding. Piecha served as National Police Commissioner from 2012 until her suspension in 2015 and removal in 2017 over misconduct charges.
He said he was there at the former Commissioner, Ms. Ria Piecha's premises. When he left that premises, his motorcade was driving at a very high speed. And unfortunate for him, he hit a pothole. Then his Mercedes-Benz came to a standstill on the side of the road.
KwaZulu-Natal police boss, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, has again accused senior officials of protecting criminal syndicates. He says political interference is crippling investigations, pointing to the shutdown of the province's political killings task team. Mkhwanazi insists he won't back down, while critics say he must prove his claims or face action. At the launch of the Safer Festival Season campaign in Durban, Mkhwanazi also warned suspects to obey police orders.
You surrender, because if you do not surrender, it may not end well. Not on your side, and we also don't want to traumatize our own law enforcement officers for engaging in fight with you. So anyone who fights with police officers must expect a fight back. And that's just how it is.
The Alexander Randburg Midrand Taxi Association has confirmed that its chairperson is one of two people killed in a shooting in Marlborough, north of Johannesburg. Molefe Muakeletsi was shot while driving his vehicle earlier today. He crashed into two other cars after the shooting. The security company vehicle on the same road was also hit by gunfire.
I saw many cars chasing the Audi vehicle, and then they started shooting from all sides, and then they drove off, and then the Audi crashed into the truck.
More than 1,500 civilians have been killed in Sudan's Darfur region after weeks of brutal attacks by the Rapid Support Forces. The city of El Fasher has been left in ruins, hospitals bombed, bodies in the streets, and survivors describing door-to-door executions and sexual violence. The UN says tens of thousands remain trapped as food and aid run out. The RSF now controls most of Darfur, prompting renewed warnings of ethnic cleansing and genocide. The City of Johannesburg Council has reappointed Floyd Brink as city manager. Brink had been removed twice before after courts found his 2023 and 24 appointments irregular. A selection panel interviewed 10 candidates and once again recommended Brink. The city says the appointment is a strategic move and reflects its commitment to robust leadership. The DA has accused Higher Education Minister Buti Manamela of stacking SETA boards with ANC loyalists. DA MP Karabo Kakao says Manamela appointed former ANC mayors and provincial leaders to key posts.
Minister Buti Manamela's new SETA board members are, like we were expected, yet again stacked with ANC cadres.
She says the minister hid the list for 28 days before releasing it.
Well, now we see why. Because those appointments, again, like Nobuhle Nkabane, have a plethora of ANC cadres, from former mayors of KwaZulu-Natal of the ANC, to members of ANC PECs, to members of the ANC Youth League executives.
Tanzania remains under an internet blackout after Wednesday's election erupted into violence, leaving dozens feared dead. Witnesses in Dar es Salaam reported police stations torched, polling sites attacked, and protesters tearing down images of President Samia Suluhu Hassan. A diplomatic source told AFP that at least 30 people may have been killed, though the number can't be confirmed because of the blackout and restrictions on international calls. The vote was widely seen as a one-sided contest, with opposition leaders jailed or barred as Hassan sought to tighten her grip on power. French detectives have arrested 5 more suspects linked to the Louvre heist. The suspects were nabbed in Paris last night, and this brings the total number of suspects involved in the robbery to 7. The alleged thieves made off with jewels worth more than R1 billion. The stolen jewels comprised 9 items, including an emerald necklace set among more than 1,000 diamonds gifted by Napoleon to his second wife. Nothing has been recovered. And we're celebrating this. South Africa's women's cricket team are through to their first ever World Cup final after a dominant win over England. Captain Laura Wolfart smashed 169 runs to set up a record total of 319 for 7. Marizanne Kapp then tore through England's batting lineup, taking 5 wickets for just 20 runs. England were bowled out for 194, handing the Proteas a 125-run victory and a shot at history in Sunday's final, and we are all going to be watching. Thanks for watching this.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.